Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Carl Jung. Have you ever found yourself standing in the ruins of a choice, thinking, how did I end up here again? Same mistake, different setting, same result. You thought you'd learned. You promised yourself you'd never go back. But here you are. Again, this isn't stupidity. It's not weakness. It's something deeper, something unconscious. Today, we uncover the truth, why your brain loves to repeat pain, and how to finally break the cycle. Take Linda, a woman in her 30s. She escaped an abusive relationship in New York, police reports, hospital visits, trauma therapy. She told herself she'd never let it happen again. But 2 years later, she was dating someone new. At first, he was charming, affectionate, protective. Then came the control, the yelling, the first slap. She stayed, again. This isn't just trauma, it's repetition compulsion, a psychological phenomenon where the brain reenacts past pain not because it wants to suffer, but because it wants to resolve it, even if the resolution never comes. You see, from the moment you're born, your brain is a sponge, absorbing patterns of love, punishment, safety, and fear. If as a child, love came through chaos, if safety meant silence, if affection was always followed by pain, then your brain wires those patterns as normal. It becomes your emotional blueprint. Later in life, you're drawn to what feels familiar, even when it's destructive. Why? Because your nervous system isn't designed for joy, it's designed for survival. And if chaos helped you survive once, your brain will chase it again. Now let's go deeper into one of the most revealing psychological experiments of the 20th century. It happened in 1967 in the labs of the University of Pennsylvania. Dr. Martin Seligman and his colleague Stephen Mayer wanted to study classical conditioning in dogs. But what they discovered changed psychology forever. In phase one, dogs were placed in harnesses and subjected to mild, inescapable electric shocks. Some dogs could stop the shocks by pressing a panel with their nose. Others had no control. The shocks came and went, no matter what they did. Later, all the dogs were placed in a shuttle box, a simple cage with two sides separated by a low barrier. One side would shock them, the other side was safe. The dogs who had previously learned they had control, they jumped over immediately. But the dogs who had learned they were powerless, they didn't even try. They whimpered, lay down, and accepted the pain. They had learned one fatal belief: no matter what I do, it won't matter. That's learned helplessness. And it doesn't just happen to dogs, it happens to us. You try to succeed, but fail. You love someone deeply, but get hurt. You speak up, but no one listens. Eventually, you stop trying. You settle for relationships that break you, jobs that drain you, habits that destroy you. Not because you want to suffer, but because your brain has learned a dangerous lie. This is just how life is. There's no way out. So you keep walking back into fire because running feels pointless. Look at Amy Winehouse, an artist whose voice echoed through the pain of millions. But inside, she was fighting patterns older than her fame. Her relationship with Blake was volatile: addiction, fighting, public meltdowns. She tried to break free: rehab, clean spells, therapy. But every time, the cycle pulled her back. Because trauma doesn't end when the bruises fade, it ends when the pattern is rewritten. Her song Back to Black wasn't just art, it was a confession. She sang the loop she was trapped in, and the world clapped along as she slowly unraveled. Here's what you need to understand. Every time you react a certain way, emotionally shut down, return to a toxic person, procrastinate under pressure, you deepen that neural pathway. Like a hiking trail walked 1,000 times, your brain carves a shortcut. Eventually, you don't even think. You just repeat. It becomes easier to make the wrong choice than to pause and choose differently. Because autopilot is comfortable, even if it's taking you straight into a storm. Now take Robert Downey Jr., one of the most iconic actors of our time, but his early life was a mess of addiction, arrests, and scandal. He once said, "It's like I have a loaded gun in my mouth, and I like the taste of metal." He wasn't being dramatic, he was describing compulsion, the cycle of craving, shame, and repetition. But here's the twist: he changed, not through willpower alone, but through awareness, support, and repetition of better habits. He rewired his reward system. He rescripted his story. Now, he's not just Iron Man, he's proof that transformation is possible. Here's the hope: your brain can change. It's called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself with new habits, new beliefs, and new responses. You can teach your brain that love doesn't mean chaos, that success doesn't require self destruction, that failure doesn't define you. But it starts with noticing the pattern, not judging it, just witnessing it. That awareness is the spark. So here's your mirror. Ask yourself, what mistake do I keep repeating? Where did I first learn that pattern? What belief is keeping it alive? Maybe it's, if I fail, I'll be abandoned. If I'm not perfect, I'm unworthy. If I don't suffer, I'm not strong. These are not facts, they are scripts. And you, my friend, are the author now. Why do we repeat the same mistakes? Because the brain protects us with patterns, because the past feels safer than the unknown, because we haven't stopped to rewrite the code. But now you know. And that knowledge, that's power. You are not broken, you are programmed. And programs can be rewritten. If this message hit home, if you saw even a piece of yourself in these stories, then don't let it stop here. Share this video with someone stuck in their own cycle. Leave a comment below about a pattern you're ready to break. And if you want more powerful insights into the psychology of human behavior, subscribe, because this is just the beginning. Your past is not your prison, and your future, that's yours to write.